Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're gonna play some spiders, some Shadow Isles without Hecarim. Oh my god, I know, true. This is a pretty established archetype that has been around for a while, right? I haven't really gotten much to it because I'm not much of a swarmy aggro player myself in card games. It doesn't tend to be my priority when it comes to decks that I like to play and build around and such. But this is a very fun, powerful archetype that I've been wanting to showcase on the channel for quite some time. So I figured, you know what, let me actually record a live session with it and my own take on said archetype. So the idea is pretty simple. We play a lot of spiders and then we play more spiders. Then we level up ELISE, we buff the spiders, and we kill our opponents. So it's as straightforward as that. We're spreading out, having an early curve, a lot of aggression, getting as many bodies on the board as possible so that we can drop big boy crowd favorite, which will get +1/+1 for each other ally you have on the board. So if you have a full board of 5 creatures before you play this guy in there, he will be a 7/7 with Overwhelm for 4 mana, which is pretty disgusting. And on top of that, we have 1 copy of Arachnoid Host and 2 Darius as late game bomb finishers. So the rest of the deck is comprised of mainly spiders. I mean, a bunch of spiders, some, inefficient rear guards, a couple of saboteurs, and the arena battlecaster, which reminds me of me when I was casting Gwent. I don't know why. I look at this guy and it brings me back to the past. I love the voice lines of this guy. You're gonna see me repeating them a lot as I'm playing today's video. I can't help myself. And yeah, the buff that he got in the last patch was pretty neat. Now he went from a 2/1 to a 2/2, and that's actually pretty relevant in a lot of scenarios. And he's fantastic in this deck because obviously, like the crowd favorite, he benefits from a board filled with units. So when it comes to buffs, we have 3 copies of Brothers Bond and 3 copies of Mark of the Owls. These 2 buffs are very, very powerful. More so in this deck for Brothers Bond, as for 2 mana, you're basically generating potentially 4 damage, which is fantastic in a Storm deck like this. Like, we would run more copies of this card if we could, actually. And we have 3 Mark of the Owls, because Mark of the Owls is inherently busted, in my opinion, and can enable us to push through, not only push for lethal, but also bypass damage-based removal as we push for lethal. And yeah, play as many spiders as we can, kill our opponents as quickly as possible. That is the name of the game with this deck. Last but not least, my own personal inclusion to this deck, and I feel like a lot of people really miss out, is on 2 copies of the Arachnoid Sentry. I believe this card is very underrated in general, and more so in a spider deck. There's many scenarios in which you benefit from this thing, both defensively and offensively speaking, as you are generating a spider and denying a blocker at the same time, which I think is a massive deal. And I really like this card and really suggest people who want to play this archetype to give Arachnoid Sentry a shot, because I think, like I said, it's been undervalued for too long, and it's secretly one of the best 3-drops in the game, in my opinion. I think very highly of the Arachnoid Sentry, and I think it fits many, many decks in the game. And that is basically the deck tech right there. I think the gameplay will speak for itself, as I did a live recording session, and in these types of videos, I'm narrating my plays and everything much better, because it's not just, games from my stream, in which I'm streaming for like 8 hours, and it's hard for me to like narrate every single game for 8 hours in a row, right? So, I think that'll lead to better content, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for daily Runeterra content. And that's all I gotta say. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you around. Alright, here we go. As we're facing off against Spooky Karma right off the bat. So Spooky Karma has Withering Wail, amongst other things. And it's important to play around their Vile Feast and everything, which is why I like these Arachnoid Horrors to start things off. The question is, do we want the... Actually managed to mute myself before I sneezed there. Professional YouTuber. I think I should, I think I can keep this hand, honestly. I am gonna keep it. I'm lacking some 1-drops. But at the same time, like, 1-drops in general, unless they're the rear guard, are vulnerable to their Vile Feast. So I'd rather take this approach. For 3 mana, he could play... There's a few things he could play, but I'm gonna drop double Double Arachnoid Horror. Because, yeah, if it's a Shadow Assassin, for example, it can't really block me. And for 3 mana, I can't really do much either here, so I am going to go for the Brothers Bond. Yeah. He cries every time. He has to go for a Mark of the Owls defensively. So that's quite a bit of pressure that we're applying right off the bat. And that's a good draw as well. Like, House Spider into Battlecaster is fantastic. I don't mind this attacking me. I'm gonna develop the board.
Fast as wind, light as air.
Who's ready to reckon?
How much mana does our opponent have here? He doesn't have ruination numbers, so I'm actually going to drop you into a crowd favorite. Though crowd favorite into Mark of the Isles could lead to a bigger hit. I think that's more valuable because this is already a 6/6. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this and keep the Mark of the Isles enabled.
The hype's as big as his bicep. It's the siege.
The Siege. It's a weird name, the Siege, but not really mess with you. Jesus.
Silent as death.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go for a full-on attack.
Gutsy and strength.
Again, keeping the Mark of the Owls enabled instead of dropping this, especially because this is just vulnerable to. I mean, this is vulnerable to a Vile Feast as well, right?
If I must.
But I think keeping the Vile Feast is really
Late for
important.
you.
This is a shitload of damage. You must have like something, like a Grasp of the Undying. But that could be lethal. Like, that's the power of Mark of the Owls. Like, this could win me the game. If that's a Grasp of the Undying, yep. Yep, that wins me the match. Look at that. Clean. Clean! Oh! Woo! There we go. That's a yikes! You guys saw? That small decision actually won me the game. Like, it's important to acknowledge what kind of deck you're facing, what sort of removal they can have, and try to play around it. Like, normally I would fish for 1-drops, but because his deck has Withering Wails and Vile Feast, I really don't want to focus too much of my game plan on, you know, creatures with 1 health in this matchup. So I actually had a really solid opening hand for the matchup, and yeah, I think this is a good game to showcase, you know, how you have to adapt to what you're facing and react accordingly, right? So yeah, it was smooth. On to the next one. Alright, Sensei is our opponent. We're gonna mulligan away to Darius. I do like the Arachnoid Horror with the ELISE, with this Crawling Sensation as well. I could mulligan this and search for a 1-drop though. I think I am gonna do that since I do have a 2-drop. Let's try to mulligan for a 1-drop here. I actually believe I do prefer the House Spider anyways, as it spawns 2 spiders in 1 body, which is great for leveling up ELISE early on. So our opponent really seems to be thinking. Okay. Thinking about doing nothing, I guess.
There's nothing to fear.
We're gonna go ELISE. Because with this deck, yeah.
I know what lurks in the shadows. Hush now. Come. Stay a while.
I think I want to use Mark of the Owls to clear his ELISE. I think that's a very big deal. I think we're preventing a lot of nuisance with this thing.
You dare!
Mark of the Owls is just a ridiculous card in general. It has so much utility.
I pull the string.
Alright, so we definitely want to be playing the Frenzied Skidder, I believe here, to halt him from attacking. Yep. We open up for an attack ourselves.
Skitter out from the darkness. What's your hurry?
And we repeat the process. We go boom, boom. We We could see a Vile Feast here to counter this. Or we can just clear that again.
Today we turn the tide of war.
And now we go for Crawling Sensation.
Struggle. They'll enjoy it.
Black Sphere. Okay, a Vile Feast. Alright. So he did have it, but he didn't opt to use it earlier? That's a little bit weird to me. That's not very sensei-ish.
We will not hesitate!
I won't block into that. I will block into you, however. I think I'm just gonna go with this.
Justice will be served!
Alright.
Smooth as
Silk.
silk.
I stand
For Noxus! That's annoying. I can still, however, get a big hit off on him, so I can do the following. I can use you. So I can attack with you,
gutsy and strength.
you. Okay, so if I drag you here, you here, you here, you here. How much is this? This is lethal right now. Yep. Fucking ELISE, dude. Like, I was thinking, do I have to use my brother's bot? And I don't. So I wait, and if he has some sort of removal, then I go for 4 more damage. That game just really showcased how good leveling up ELISE was, and the fact that we were able to deal with these 2 ELISEs with our combat tricks, I think is what really put us ahead, because dealing with the opposing ELISE really opens up a lot for an aggressive deck like ours, because ELISE is generating a body every time she attacks, right? And she can also be somewhat awkward for us to block, so it's really impressive that we were able to kill him despite the fact that he dropped a skitter on a full board on us. But yeah, like, ELISE and the Challenger mechanic, absolutely crucial to bypass the lifesteal right there. And yeah, pretty neat game as well. We're on a roll, baby. Let's go. Kakashiha is our next opponent. Alright, this is a bit of an awkward hand here. I like crowd's favor. I'm gonna mulligan everything in hopes for a bit of a more aggressive hand. I like Glimpse Beyond a lot for this matchup. I would like to see a 1-drop here, though. That would be neat. No such thing. Private time. Can't have everything. We're gonna be dropping the House Spider. Spreading out. And now we're going to be playing the Arachnoid Horror, as we want to start punching as much damage as we can.
The order rewards its faithful. You cannot
That's beautiful.
escape.
That's great. Brothers Bond. I'm really happy he decided to block that instead of my House Spider there, because he would have been able to live on 1 health. But I guess he did not take that into account, and that worked out beautifully for us, as we do find an Arena Battlecast. That's interesting.
These are dangerous lands.
Okay, so we have several options here. I like the Arachnoid Sentry though. Though I could have used the other. I mean, I could always use Glimpse Beyond to prevent the lifesteal, right? I could play the Arena Battlecaster. But for now, let's go with you. Let's see what he does. Because I want to have Glimpsy on open is the thing. Like right now, if he opts to block my 4-2, we still deal a total, we deal a lot of damage to him. Unfortunately, a standalone into that is also really strong. I think I may just have to play Battlecaster, to be honest.
They cannot strike what they cannot see.
Okay, now we just go with this.
The sun's out, the crowd's ready. Let's reckon!
Let's go with you. Let's go with everything, basically.
Let's take a real close look at the action.
Eyes open.
Alright, let's do quite a bit of damage here.
Someone get him up!
Someone get him up! I love the Battlecaster, holy shit. We're gonna go Crawling Sensation. This card is so good, man. This card is actually like really, this card is so neat. So neat. It's so impactful, especially with an arena Battlecaster here. Now we can just apply so much pressure. And this Arachnoid Sentry could be legit, but now we're just gonna play Darius, man. We're going in with the big guns. He's less than 10 health, so we can just level him up.
The sun is shining.
We should too. For Noxus!
I'll handle this myself.
Yeah, this is
What a rare
brutal.
treat! The hand of Noxus!
The hand of Noxus! All right, how about we go in, boys?
Death by my hand. The finest Battlecaster in Noxus!
Ah, good luck with that. Oh shit! Wait. Oh shit. Judgment. I just realized. Oh fuck. I should not have played. I should have kept my mana open. Oh no. Oh, I choked. Guys, I choked this game. I actually choked this game. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna explain here. Oh, you're still super dead. Guys, I actually legit choked here. Yeah, you.
Better, brighter than before.
I'm sorry, Lux, but you're still super dead. Okay, so why did I choke here? Yeah, we still kill him. But I actually, this was not a good play. I would have lost to a Judgment here. What I should have done is I should not have played Darius. I had a Arachnoid Sentry. This is why Arachnoid Sentry is amazing here.
Press on.
Woo, nice. So, what I should not have played Darius. I should have kept the space open. In fact, what I should have done is I should have gone for a... As he played her, I should have gone for the Glimpse Beyond to draw a couple of cards so that I could play another unit. And then next turn, I should have slapped the Arachnoid Sentry in there, stunned the Lux, so I would not be vulnerable to a Judgment play. I definitely derped there, and I could have very well lost that game. So keep that in mind when you're playing against Karma Lux. They like to play Judgment as a one-off, and it's a very likely possibility. You had the exact mana for it, so yeah, just make sure you don't do that. Basically, like even when you win games, it's important to know your mistakes and learn from them and not make them again. Try to not slip up. I mean, it was a slip up more than anything, right? But it's the difference between winning or losing a match. All right, some good old elusives. Let's see if we can race them. Well, this hand is a little bit too much, so we're gonna go ahead and mulligan it entirely, as we want a bit of a lower curve. That's definitely a lower curve. As we aim to apply pressure, though these are not, Legion Rearguards are not the ideal 1-drops, because this deck tends to have, this deck runs like 6 1-drops, so they tend to be very easy to chump block. Like actually, Precious Pet is better. Precious Pet is definitely more reliable. I would like to go with, I could go with House Spider here, right? But this applies more pressure. And if he develops a blocker here,
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Where are you going?
we can always just do this. can get a couple of spotters in there.
Without a sound.
I guess we want to chump block here. Do we want to? If we lose you, we have a total of 4 bodies. You become a 6/6. But I would love to have Brothers Bond back up as well. But I can't have both things, so maybe keeping Mark of the Owls would have been neat.
They won't suffer long.
This becomes a 4/3. Is that really relevant? Next turn I could always drop House Spider plus Brothers Bond and go for a full-on attack instead of going for the crowd favorite, right? So let's actually block there. I think this is correct. Oh, I love that Mark of the Owls too. I mean, now that I have Mark of the Owls, I kind of want to change my plan. No, do I? Because this... No, I'm going to go House Spider. We are playing into a... It's important to know...
For the order.
I'll do better this time.
Important to know that we were playing into a...
You cannot escape.
Punish restraint.
So he drops down to 11. It's important to know that we were playing into a Kinku Wayfinder there. Like, that's a very key turn for them. Double Mark of the Owls. Could indeed be interesting.
I salute you!
Fortunately, we have the crowd favorite here, which will be able to stop that in its tracks, and we're gonna try to go for the kill. We have double Mark of the Owls, so we're going for it. We're not gonna play this one drop because Kinku Wayfinder could go down now. So we go for the attack immediately. Got him. Just gotta go all in, man. At that point, you gotta go all in. He buffs something in his hand. It could very easily be a Kinku Lifeblade. And if that thing goes down, we're done for. So we have to go for the kill. Sometimes, you know, it's important to know when it's worth to risk it and when not. You know, when you're far up ahead and depending on the matchup, if you're fearing like a big lifesteal taking the game away from you, then obviously you don't go in for a play like that. But, you know, considering the situation, like my opponent just played a buffer, like +3/+3 on a potential lifelink elusive unit, we have to go for the kill there. Even though Will of Ionia could be a thing, if he does Will of Ionia right there, it is a minimal Will of Ionia because he's just like returning one of our spiders back. So it's still not a play that he wants to go for, right? Like we spread out as much and we just go for the lethal because we have to. So yeah, that's like, yeah, it's still just 22 minutes. So I guess we'll keep going. Like these games are pretty quick actually. All right, let's go. GDM Casa. He's playing one of my favorite decks, Heimerdinger Control. I love me some Heimerdinger Control. I want to keep one Mark of the Owls. I'm going to drop one Arachnoid Sentry. And keep the Horror. Even though I don't know if I should have kept the Horror, because the Horror is actually not good in this matchup. It gets Mystic Shot. Yeah, it gets shot a lot. It gets shot down really often. So these are very key decisions that I'm gonna explain here. We're not gonna drop ELISE now because my opponent has 3 mana, which means he could have a Thermogenic Beam. So if he does have Thermogenic Beam or something like that, we want to be able to Mark of the Isles it. So the ideal play here is to actually go for the House Spider, because this is not as vulnerable to a Mystic Shot as Arachnoid Horror is. And he doesn't have anything right now that interacts well with this at all. Like this card is it's a nuisance for him, right? So now we drop ELISE.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Even though Solitary Monk could be a thing, but we go for it anyways.
The dark beckons.
Shadow Assassin, so we're fine with that.
Skitter out from the darkness.
It's really interesting. He doesn't even block this. Oh, he must have a thermal beam. Okay. All right, not much we can do there.
So young.
We can, however, spread out and go for ya boy. Besiege! It's time for Besiege! Thick boy Besiege coming out as a 7/7 with Overwhelm. And that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to overwhelm him. We don't. He didn't let us have fun with ELISE, but we got other means of threatening him. I love the arena battlecaster in this deck as well. Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
The people are my
People are my strength! Well, that and your hugely oversized muscles, but sure. Sure, buddy. Alright.
If I fall, so be it.
Let's go. Open attack.
Cannot escape. It's too late.
We could expect a Will of Ionia here. Ooh. Do we go for the kill with the Mark of the Isles? I don't think so, right? Like we take this hit. We take this hit.
What seems to be the problem?
We could have gone for the kill there, but if he had like some sort of answer. Let's pass, let's float the mana. Does not showcase our Battlecaster just yet. Let's see what he has.
They cannot hide.
Do I want to reveal the Arena Battlecaster first? I don't think so, right? I'm gonna drop you first. So I'm expecting him to clear this board somehow. Like, he has to do something here.
The sun's out, the crowd's ready. Let's rock it!
Let's rock it!
A sturdy construction.
We have to kill him next turn, though. We want 100% have to kill him next turn. All right.
Just when I needed assistance.
All right. Do we drop this rear guard here? If we do, he has 5 blockers potentially, which means we don't really. I mean, we do represent lethal with a couple of buffs on one, but if he has a Will of Ionia or anything like that, he gets that anyway. So I'd rather play the crowd favorite, I think.
And fire!
I salute you! The hype's as big as his biceps. It's the seed!
All right. I cry too. I don't like doing this to Heimerdinger. But I understand how Heimerdinger works as a deck. I have a lot of experience with it. So yeah. I know he either has another Will of Ionia. GG. Or he's fine. Like, I was thinking, do I drop the 3-2? That's if I go for the 1 drop there just because I want to go for the open attack. In a way, that's just kind of that's just kind of like admitting defeat, right? So I have to go for the play that basically, because only Will of Ionia stops that. Like, he could have a thermogenic beam like he showed there, but that doesn't stop it. Thanks to Marco. Marco the Owl is a silly card, right? I think that card today just kind of like really just shredded my opponents. But yeah, like I said, it's a matter of accepting it's only Will of Ionia or maybe Steel Tempest if he's running a variant with Steel Tempest, because most Heimerdinger controls don't run it now. So he's already played one Will of Ionia, which means there's like literally no other card in his deck that can save him from that scenario, right? Which is, I had to go for the Overwhelm, because once Heimerdinger's been established, you can flood the board very easily, especially with that health potion play that killed him 3 and created him a blocker. That was very clutch. So I had to go for the Overwhelm kill there, and I'm happy I did, I guess. So we did some pretty good climbing today, actually. I think we started the recording at like 400 and something. And yeah, like I said, the master ranked system right now is just like, it's very swingy. So I go up and down all the time. Like, I go to like top 20, top 10, whatever, and then I just end up at 600, 700, and then I go back. It's just back and forth. Like, if you make it to master's rank, my advice, don't take your rank seriously. Just have fun with the game and learn. Like, that's what you should be focusing on, in my opinion. And yeah, this is honestly, like, I hadn't really played much spiders before, but I played this archetype a lot, and it's honestly not very complicated to play. You know, if you have an idea of how, you know, aggressive decks should be piloted in this game, this deck is pretty intuitive, and it's a very nasty one at that, man. Crowd favorite is an outstanding finisher alongside Darius. And ELISE is very spooky. ELISE is just fantastic. Like, she fits so many decks, but in this particular deck, she really shines, especially with this card right here, Crowning Sensation. This card is low-key super damn strong. It's so powerful. And you guys saw earlier how we enabled the level up from ELISE, and we're able to bypass a 5/5 life stealer for the kill. Like, this deck is just very neat. I do really like the Arachnoid Sentry inclusion. That's my own thing. I think this card is amazing. And I think people are making a mistake not running it in the deck. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave the video here. We've been at it for over 30 minutes. I think I got enough gameplay. Games are faster, so I guess that's something to consider. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a soul day. I hope you enjoyed the matches. Leave a like and subscribe for daily Runeterra content. And I'll be back at it tomorrow with maybe some Yasuo. We'll see. I'll see you guys around.